All right, what is happening in the cryptocurrency market this week? Well, specifically XCN having a major pump. But let's first talk about Bitcoin and some altcoins. This is NC Hammer Crypto, where we keep technical analysis short and sweet. Let's get into it. So Bitcoin just had its little bit of support right around the 74. We could even be testing around the 69 to 70,000 mark because that is the all-time high from the previous years. And we had a major pump about 74 to 84, a $10,000 move. I believe we could be seeing an inverse head and shoulders within this pattern. Has to finish out the right shoulder, so a little bit more of a retrace, and then causing support and pushing Bitcoin up. But with Bitcoin, almost all the other alts had taken off as well. When we look at Doge, Doge is pumped and is also trying to fill out the handle of the cup and handle pattern, which we have placed on a few other charts, and it went from 13 to 16 cents, which on the daily looks very minor, but 21% is a pretty good gain for an altcoin. Toshi is something we were looking at, and Toshi had a major pump, still has potential to continue to move upwards, but we may see some rejection around this 0.00045 area, but it is currently up 98%. So that's pretty good if you had that meme coin. We wanted to see it test a little bit more support before entering, and I personally had moved into more of a swing on Doge with the money that I was using. BNT, something we've been looking at, and it could have a major pump as well. It did test below this trend line, which is not the best move, but I believe overall this is going to start pushing back upwards as it has a very high potential to push all the way back up to $9 or $10 from 37 cents. So this is more of a swing trade, but it brings me to DNT. Don't get the two confused. DNT is forming the downward wedge and also has high potential to push upwards to over a quarter, and it is currently less than 3 cents. We do want to see it push over this orange line right here and above the 200 EMA and eventually be breaking this black downward trend line, but when it does, it'll have a major pump. Going to Torn, which I've talked about previously, they had a major pump back in March, but we do want to see Torn push above the downward trend line. It is around $6 to $8, but say if it gets to around 11 and holds above that trend line, it does have a very nice all-time high, I believe $464 from 6. And it kind of is like washing money. So if you have Bitcoin, you can use Torn's platform and wash the Bitcoin so nobody can track it, including the government. But this is not financial advice or advice for evading taxes. So when you look at XRP, it did have a nice pump as well. We expected it to go within this green box, and we had an entry right around $1.65. And we are currently at $2.01 or 10 cents. Sorry, that is going to pump even more on April 16th, I believe. I believe we could see it touch up around 2.5, 2.6, somewhere potentially a few days after April 16th. That one I'm not 100%, but XRP is going to start moving upwards. Stellar Lumens is in cooperation with XRP, also forming the major cup and handle pattern, and we are currently at 2.44 cents. We do want to see it break and hold above the 200 EMA, this blue curving line, and overall push back up over this black line and 0.32 cents. And then the last two I want to bring in is XYO, major pump, also forming cup and handle, and it is currently up about 50% at this moment. We do want to see this slowly start consolidating and then building upward momentum before breaking this line. I have an entry at a very low point, so now it's just a swing trade. And XCN, We did a very nice scalp on this trade, and it went up from 0.008, just under a cent, all the way to zero point 0, almost 2 cents. And it is now currently at 157% instead of the 242. We did use this as a scalp trade, and I gained around 200% exiting in this point. And we do want to see this hold and continue to push upwards, not very rapid, but hold steady and then start slowly moving upwards. And that is it for today. I always recommend MEXC as a good trading platform. They have the lowest exchange fees of any platform I've used. And Grass gives you free tokens, which will be transferred into actual Grass tokens. And you can sell those on the open marketplace. It's not too late. They have a referral program. The more points you get, the more tokens you will get, which means the bigger payout, and the more people referred can join the platform and earn more money. That's it for today. I will leave the links listed below, and I will see you guys on the next one.